I wonder if you can give us an idea of how the Tories would get the Ring of Fire back on track. It's a complicated project. There's a lot of obstacles. What would a Tory government do to get it back on?
Well, I can tell you I've personally been to the Ring of Fire 4 times now, and I have seen firsthand what it will take to get that in operation. This government, the Liberal government, has bungled this file. It's 5 years now, and we've gone from almost 250 employees who actually work up at the Ring of Fire down to less than 10 today. The file has completely been bungled. We would immediately put one cabinet minister as the central person at the Ring of Fire. In our plans is to share revenue with the host community. In that particular case, it's the First Nation. That's a big part of what needs to be done. We would see the First Nations involved in building the road from the Ring of Fire into Webequie. And we believe there's a quick win here, and that's the Noront Resources solution. They want to go from Webequie using the Winter Road down towards Pickle Lake. We'd need to have infrastructure investment combined with the feds, the province, and the proponents to make that an all-season road. They want to move nickel out of there, and we think that's a quick win. You could be operating by the fall if that were the case. That's why we need to be elected. This government has shown us nothing in 5 years. It's always talk, a lot of promises, but I've been there quite recently, and to see 10 people working there, where the last time I was there were almost 250 people working. So that's what we would do immediately.
The Liberal government has obviously been in power for quite some time, and yet in the polls, it looks like we're heading for another minority government. I just wonder, with such a tired government in place, what's it going to take for the Tories to break through into majority territory?
Well, I think the fact that 1 million people woke up this morning without a job is a wake-up call to Ontario. Again, when you've got companies like Kellogg's, Heinz, Caterpillar moving out of Ontario, they still make cereal, they still make ketchup, they still make earth-moving equipment, just not in Ontario anymore. Skyrocketing hydro rates, high taxes, red tape are what's crushing these businesses. We've got the solutions for these. We've provided them in our leader Tim Budak's Million Jobs plan. And I know that throughout the campaign, as we get out onto the campaign trail and start to talk about bringing hope to these million men and women who woke up today without a job, we're going to bring them hope and understanding. Paula Peroni and I will bring a new perspective of understanding of Northern Ontario. It's long been neglected by the Liberals. We saw that in the devastation of the horse industry. We saw that in the devastation they did to Ontario Northland and the 1,000 families. We saw what that did to the businesses all the way up the rail line who didn't know if the business would still be open. We saw what they did to the tourism sector by closing 10 parks, 9 of them here in Northern Ontario. Paula Peroni, myself, and our other candidates and MPPs in the North will bring a fresh perspective for Northern Ontario back down to Queen's Park. That's why we need Paula to join us.
Now, the last time we had a Sudbury MPP from Sudbury or a Tory MPP from Sudbury was in the 80s with Jim Gordon. What's it going to take for a breakthrough in Northern Ontario, which is either Liberal or NDP at the moment?
Well, we've got an outstanding candidate in Paula Peroni. She comes down and visits with our caucus and talks to us about the challenges of Northern Ontario. I just sit back and watch Paula, and a big smile comes over my face saying, wow, this is the voice that we need from this area to come down and really give us the issues and bring solutions to Queen's Park. We're not getting that here out of Sudbury or Nickel Belt right now, and that's why we need Paula Peroni to join us.